All right, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about the sand. But before we start, if you see that we are even more up close, we are trying something new. Of course, this is based on your feedback some of you has given us. We're also happy that to meet some of you in real life, in person. And we're trying out new different format, a different way of bringing you the information as well as the project flow. Hopefully, this is also more beneficial to you as well as a discerning home buyer, because we do know that in the YouTube space, in the online space, there are actually more and more people who are doing what we call like this project analysis video. So it can be quite overwhelming, it can be quite confusing, but as much as we want to do a proper analysis video, we still want to keep this format whereby we do a full proper project review whereby I give you all the information and we leave the more detailed one-to-one customized discussion offline. That means you PM us, we come to you, we go through a customized game plan for you for your home journey. So with that, let's get on to the sand.
So before that, let's find out what does the sand means.
Okay, so when we heard of this project, the sand by developer SL Capital, Sustain Land, I will talk about the developer subsequently. We are also very intrigued or very curious why they use this word, the sand. So I think it's a play on the word Japanese zen. So the location, if you are not aware, it's not really that convenient. 4 bus stop to Beauty World, 2 bus stop to MRT station. So it's a bit out of the way, but because it's situated whereby it's surrounded by nature, so they're trying to create a more like a Japanese zen feel overall in terms of the theme. That's why the name is called the sand, right? To create like a calm oasis in the midst of busy society of Singapore. So Sustain Land, if you are not aware of them, they are very established. They are not the big names like CDL, MCL of sort, but they are still established in their own way, whereby some of their past recent projects would be like Sky Everton, Sturdy Residences. These are some of the more prominent projects that have done in the past as well.
And if you're wondering about the reliability of this developer, we can look at the Conquest score bands. This is something sort of like a measurement as to how good the developer has been with their past projects. So looking at their score, they have been in band 1 and 2 for the past projects like Sky Everton, Castle Murray, One Mayor, Sturdy Residences. So you can say that they are good developers and they are reputable. So their projects are something that you do not have to worry about.
Reliable, I would say. Okay? Okay, so next up we will talk about the project information. This one is just a very brief run through. 5 blocks of 10-story high with childcare center, very interesting. Right, they managed to squeeze a childcare center over here. Communal landscape deck, pool deck, even a roof garden or roof terrace of sort, and basement car park. And interestingly, they still be able to provide one-to-one car park lots over here. Expected TOP is August 2029. Pretty fast, I think, because it is also a mid-size project. 347 units. I would say this is somewhat a mid-size project. Landscape is by EcoPlan Asia, right? Interesting. And also the main con will be by this TPS Construction. All these are reputable and established brands that we are aware of as well, we know of as well.
Next up, we are going to talk about the unit mix. Something interesting to note is that in this development, you only have 10 one-bedroom units. So if you are interested in a one-bedroom in this development, your ballot number has to be really good. Starting indicative price is already out and it's pretty attractive. It's actually below $1 million. So keep a lookout for that. Do reach out to us early to secure your booking. All right, the next one will be the 2-bedroom units. This one is about 678 square feet and 732 square feet. You have about 50 of the first 2 types, and then the third type you have 30. So that's about 110 units. Then there's a 2-bedroom plus study. You have about 57 units. You have 3-bedroom, 90 of that. 3-bedroom premium plus study, 40 units, and 4-bedroom premium plus study, about 80 units available.
So over here, the developer create a prestige collection for the 3-bedroom plus study and the 4-bedroom plus study. So they are classified under the so-called prestige collection. Of course, they will give a little bit more finer and more quality provisions and a bit of a differentiation in terms of the product category as well. But overall, I would say that the mix is rather well designed towards homeowner occupier. Homeowners kind of a mix, because typically we see condos that are more dominated with homeowners, right? They tend to perform better in terms of the future price performance compared to some of the developments that are very, very focused on one bedder and two bedder. Sometimes it's too flooded with investors, right? Then perhaps the price appreciation may not be as strong.
And to follow up on that, in terms of what they provide with the finishings and the kind of tiles that they have, it's actually, we find that this development actually has given you a good quality, better than one of a recent launch, which we do not want to mention name, but
Electrolux and Samsung and Solid Top. But the project still do well,
it does well
because of its location and all that. So we all know, if we know, we know lah. And right over here, we also noticed that the maintenance fee, it's for the one bedder, right, they're quoting 375, two bedder 450, and for the three bed 1109 square feet onwards, right, it's quoted at 525 square feet. Sorry, 525 maintenance fee per month. Right, so over here, something to highlight that this is somewhat like a mid-size, so you only have 347 units to spread out, which also means that the maintenance fee will be shared with lesser residents. For low density living, this is kind of like an expected range if you are looking at something like this. But bear in mind that this is something that you are getting a full-fledged condo facilities, and even the tennis court is within this development as well.
For the sand, the buyers who are looking at high ceiling, this is something that you can take note of, especially for level 1 and level 10. Their ceiling height goes all the way up to 3.9 meters. So do come down to the show flat, let us know, we can book a slot for you and you can have a feel of how that feels like going to your house with a house that is 3.9 meters high ceiling. And for level 2 onwards to level 9, those will have about 2.85 ceiling height.
Which is still pretty decent. I think 3.9, wow, you can really feel the sense of the space, right? So do come down and explore even the two bedder show flat, they also put 3.9 meter. So that's very interesting.
Connectivity will be one thing that you are wondering about if you are going to stay at the Sand. It is only 5 minutes drive to PIE, 7 minutes drive to BKE, and 3 minutes drive to Hume and Beauty World MRT station on the downtown line. Right, so it's not as difficult to travel as you might think when it comes to this location, right? And you are well connected to 5 other train networks, which is the yellow line, the blue line, the brown line, everything. It's all pretty easy because now the MRT line is also well connected already at this point. And for connectivity to Hume MRT, you have bus services, right? So these are some of the bus services we'll show you, such as 961M, 178, if you know this will go all the way to Woodlands as well. So that is a bus that can connect you to quite a number of places. Talking about connectivity to Beauty World, which is also just a road down if you're driving, there are a lot of bus services going there, and these are some of the bus services that takes you there. And you will know that area is also known as the supper spot, right? So that is the Chun Tin Road, the Cheong Chin Nam area, and on the other side is where you have your Beauty World Plaza, the Bukit Timah shopping, so a lot of options for you there, including supermarket.
I would say that this area or this demographic will be dominated by a lot of school-going families and whatnot, right? So interestingly, of course, some people will say that, hey, it's a bit of a distance to the MRT. Put it this way, maybe because of the price difference, you can use the price difference to buy yourself a car, right? Because 200K cheaper. I think 200K is decent enough to buy a decent car in Singapore, right? Of course, if you want to save the money, just book Grab every day, right? That's another way to get around also. But of course, if you just rely on the bus, I think it's fair enough that you can hit Hume in 2 bus stops and Beauty World MRT in 4 bus stops. And talking about schools, this area has been dominated by a lot of school-going families and whatnot. So of course, we do not want to just share about the plus point about this project. The not so good side about this particular project is that it does not fall within 1 km of the popular schools over here, which is the Pei Hwa Presbyterian as well as the MGS, Methodist Girls' School. So of course, for parents, if you are aiming to buy here for the address, I'm so sorry you are not be able to use this, the Sand, as a home address for you to register some of the popular school around here. Having said that, it is 1 kilometer to Bukit Timah Primary. So interestingly, one of my clients who is a PR, he actually enrolled their kid in Bukit Timah Primary. He feels that it's a bit like a international mix because a lot of the locals one all rushing to the popular one. So leaving the Bukit Timah Primary to become a bit like a more diverse crowd. So you have you have children from like Indonesia, Japan, Korea, that kind of thing. They are staying in Bukit Timah. They are all studying in Bukit Timah Primary, and not forgetting all the other tertiary institutions, which is just very short drive away. your MUS, your Poly, your Nanyang Girls, the secondary and the upper secondary, and also the tertiary institutions, they are all within minutes drives away. And up next, we'll show you some imagery of how the project will look like and also how some of the surrounding pictures will look like for the sand. So of course, where the sand is located, right, up north, you have your Bukit Batok Reserve, which is likely is going to be permanently going to be a green space. Obviously, for this north facing for block 224 and 226, right, you will be able to enjoy so-called this permanent unblocked greenery view. High chance that the government will not remove this Bukit Batok Reserve. So for block 224 and 226 facing northwards, I think this will be the most prime view. Followed by the internal facing, which is the pool view of 224, 226 and 228. Internal view will be somewhat a premium as well if you're looking towards the pool. External facing for the southwards, there will be a future development that's coming up. So we do have to take note of that. We are not sure when will this plot be released, but definitely it's under residential zoning as well.
The thing that most people will look at when choosing a house in a condo basically will be the facilities. Right, so for the sand, you do have facilities on the first story. There's a pool deck as well, and also the roof terrace. Right, so for the first story, what do you have? You have a couple of pools. Right, one pool that you have here will be the kids pool. Right, and on the other side, you have a bigger kind of pool. So that's where you have your family pool, your spa bed and all that. And one thing to note, on the right side of the development, you have what you can see here, which is the tennis court. In recent years, a lot of people have been looking at this as a buying point of a project. Right, so here you have it. Don't miss out on this. Again, if you want to view this, don't miss out and call us early. All right, so second story, you have another pool, and this one is a 50-meter lap pool. So this is more for people who are training and swimming more often. Right. Finally, the roof terrace, what you have here will be things such as the meditation deck, yoga lawn, your hammock alcove, sky bar, sky deck, all these kind of things, right? So it's a more relaxed and chill kind of area for you to go up to in the evenings when it's not so hot, so you can have some time with your family and your loved ones.
Okay, now let's go in depth about the floor plan. So one bedroom, there's only 10 units of them, but very interestingly, right, this one bedroom, you have open window in your master bath as well as your kitchen. So to me, this is something that is very rare for one bedder, because one bedder usually are I call it like a neglected child. They always tuck them in the middle of the building. So if your unit is in the middle of the building, high chance you do not have open window I call natural ventilation. So interestingly, there's only 10 units of this one bedder, which is the right thing and a smart thing by the developer, right? And interestingly, the design allows for it to have natural ventilation for the kitchen as well as the bathroom. We see the most recent example, which is Verdale. Some of their one bedders has already transacted 900k plus onwards already. So if you're buying this, the sand, which is just almost like a side-by-side project, you are a few years newer and you have a more superior layout. I think in the resale market, it will stand out as well. Be it you are buying it for your own stay, or if be it you are buying it to rent it out, I think this will be a more superior floor plan or layout in comparison with Verdale. Now, next up, the two-bedder of 678 square feet type B1. This is also a corner unit. That's why they are able to put in an enclosed kitchen with a swing door to make it enclosable, with an open window by the side leading to the AC latch. And the two bathroom also have window, right, leading outwards to allow natural ventilation. For this layout, what I can see that the plus point is that because to allow natural ventilation to the kitchen and both bathroom, your living and your dining space is a bit somewhat compromised and a little bit tighter in comparison with the next two-bedder layout that we're going to share. But of course, your master bathroom, you have a bit of a long walkway leading into your bed space, which I find is a bit unconventional. So for this particular layout, it does has its own strong points as well as some shortfalls as well. Next up will be the type B2, 678 square feet as well. So when the square feet is the same in the resale market, when we look at the resale transaction, we will really have to go down to the specific stack to know what layout is this, because this will be translating into, when it comes down to buying, selling in the future, people are going to compare, 678 square feet, yes, but what exactly this layout is about. So if it's type B2, you can see that there's a walkway leading from your main door, a DB box on your left, and it's a L-shaped open kitchen. So the plus point for this is that this is more like a conventional two-bed, two-bath layout But the shortfall is that there is no natural ventilation in your bathroom. There's no open window in your kitchen. You get a more functional, squarish master bedroom space. Next up will be the 732 square feet, right? First look at it, you can see that there is this long walkway which is considered a bit of a wasted space, but no choice because of the building design. You can also call it like a privacy, whereby instead of opening up directly into your living dining space, this walkway create a bit of a privacy for you as well. You can make use of the space to put in more display cabinet or shelving or storage before you lead into your proper enclosed kitchen, which is something that I like about this 732 square feet as well. You have a proper window, that means you can have window in your both master as well as your common bath, and your kitchen is still a very good size, which also has a window leading out towards the AC latch. Bedroom size, I think I have no complaints, right? You will be able to put king bed in your master room, queen bed in your bedroom too, and overall a squarish living and dining space, perfect for home living. And also one thing to note for all the 2-bedroom layouts, I like the fact that the living room, right, has a width of 3 meters. In the recent project, some of the 2-bedrooms that we have seen, right, probably their living room width is maybe about 2.7, 2.8. So being able to put in a 3 meter, this is something that I like it very much as well, because it's very catered to and shifting towards home living. It's well designed for homeowners to buy. Last but not least, we have the 764 2-bedroom plus study layout. Dumbbell layout, which means there's no wasted space in terms of the walkway. But the only thing that I find there's a bit of shortcoming will be that there's no natural ventilation in the both bathroom as well as the kitchen. The kitchen will be a long galley kitchen along the wall. And you step in, you have a very wide and deep master and living room. So overall, this will be very perfect for homeowners to stay in as well, and those who can appreciate a very good size study space. And I can see that this overall layout is very well thought out. Only thing is that there is no natural ventilation for bathroom and kitchen. That's about it. Next up, we also have the 775 square feet 2-bedroom plus study. The only difference that I can see from this 2-bedroom plus study, right, is that you have a bigger kitchen, which is not just one side, you have both sides as well. On the other side of the kitchen, you have more cabinetry work. So for those people who really appreciate a bigger space for your kitchen, I think this 775 square feet 2-bedroom plus study will make sense for you as well. And for some of the starter families who probably cannot afford a 3-bedroom as of this moment, they would probably consider this 775 2-bedroom plus study as their starter home.
Now moving on to the 3-bedroom, what we have here is type C1. You have it on stack 4, 23 and 30. Right, this is 872 square feet, so size-wise it's still pretty decent. Might feel a little compact, but let's go into the layout. Right, it's somewhat like a dumbbell layout, but it is a 3-bedroom. So upon entrance, you have your kitchen on the right side. It is an L-shaped kitchen, and then you have your bedroom 3 just beside it. Right, and between bedroom 3 and bedroom 2 will be the bathroom. So the good thing about this layout is that this bathroom is naturally ventilated. And then on the other side will be your master bedroom with the master bathroom. Right, so if one thing that I would like to pick on, right, for this layout is that the master bathroom is not naturally ventilated. So that's a little weird, but of course nowadays we all have the ventilation, so it's still okay. Right, and the living space itself, it has a 9.5 meters depth. So that's quite a long way for your house, right? So you don't feel cramped. It is still a very decent size. And your balcony is also not too big and not too small. It's just right. A couple of points that we want to bring up as well is that for this layout, you can still fit in a household shelter. So for families, this is where you have your storage for items that you have a lot of stuff. So in terms of storage, it might be a factor. If let's say a house doesn't have a storage area, this will be good for you. And for bedroom 3, again, you have your window there. But one thing that we might realize is that it might get a little dark because of the position of your window.
I feel that for this 872 square feet layout, right, I can imagine because of the size and overall quantum, it can bring about and attract some of the 3-bedders demands to come here and stay, because it's still very ideal for so-called HDB upgraders to accept this kind of layout. Yes, you do not have an open kitchen, but I think nowadays not really a lot of people cook. This is something still very acceptable for the masses, I feel.
Next layout will be the 3-bedroom type C2 at 936 square feet. So we are looking at an even bigger space here. This is at stack 3, 24 and 29. Again, the ceiling height for the units in this development, the first floor will be 3.9 meters and the top floor will be 3.9 meters as well. Everything between, which is 2 to 9, will be 2.85 meters. So for this layout, is somewhat more of a conventional kind of layout. Your entrance, you have a bit of a walkway here. You can put some shoe racks probably and some portraits on the wall. So when you come home, you can feel nice. So for the kitchen, what you can see at the side there is that you have a utility space. This one can be a flexible space for you to use as storage or even maybe like a resting room, right? So for the kitchen itself, it will be an enclosed type of kitchen away from the dining and living area. Dining and living area, you have a decent 3.2 meters width, so very livable, plus a balcony just beyond the living room, right? So on the left side of this layout, you can see where all the bedrooms are situated. Bathroom 2, as you can see, has a natural ventilation as well as the master bathroom. Right, so that's where the bigger layouts have a plus point to it, right? So the kitchen, the bathrooms that you have are all naturally ventilated, right? And the master bedroom all the way to the left, you can see that it has a bit of a walkway, but then of course a decent size. You can even put in a king size bed.
Actually, talking until this point, right, I feel that floor plans, I mean the internal wall, right, seems like it's able to knock down. So we will double check again. I think this should be under the ACPS,
Yes.
the advanced construction thingy. So it allows you to break a wall in between. So whenever I look at 3-bedroom plus utility, right, I always share with people this can be like a flexi space, flexi room. You have a domestic helper, then you can use this utility as a pull-down bed for the domestic helper. If you have storages space, you need to put a lot of your bulky items, you can use this as a storeroom. Or you can just open up the wall from the other side and close it up from the kitchen side, right? You can use this as a study area also. So I like to call this kind of space like a 3-bedroom plus flexi.
Next layout will be the 3-bedroom at 1109 square feet. So this layout, let's start again from the entrance. You have a bit of a walkway. Same thing, you can use this as a place to store your shoes, your portraits that you want to put up your art pieces and all that stuff. All right, and then the kitchen, you have a wet kitchen and a dry kitchen. So wet kitchen, very decent size. You also have a utility room plus a WC. And the thing that you would like about this layout is that the WC, the bathrooms, master bathrooms, the kitchens are all naturally ventilated. Of course, this whole layout is a landscape kind of living. So you do have a wide balcony, which brings in a lot of sunlight into the house, and you have that nice view just outside from your living room. Towards the left side of the layout will be where all your bedrooms are. And again, the master bedroom can fit a king-size bed here.
I think this will be the most popular layout because I think the developer used this as their show unit. They also want to showcase that this is their so-called choice unit that they want to showcase to people. But only thing is that the walkway is really a hit or miss. The walkway, you really have to use that space creatively. If you take away that walkway, right, the whole layout, right, is really perfect for any family with maybe 2 kids in their teens. This is very perfect for them.
Now we have reached the Prestige Collection kind of layout. This is a 3-bedroom plus study coming at you at 1259 square feet. So this is on the stack where it is a point block. So in the block itself, you only have 4 units, right? So that means 3 other neighbors. And what's the good thing about that is that you have additional side window in the master room. All right, so let's have a look at the floor plan even closer. Entrance-wise, your walkway doesn't feel too long. It's still somewhat a usable space, right? And then you have your dry kitchen, wet kitchen going in. You have a household shelter and a utility room. Again, this is a flexible space for you to use as storage or rest room. And you have a WC just at the side, right? So for this layout, why is it so big is that you have a study room as well. You have a powder room, right? So a lot of space allocated for different kind of usage. The balcony, you can see it's 4.6 meters wide. So landscape living, you have a nice view outside. You can enjoy the light and wind coming into your house. Bedroom 3 and bedroom 2 has a Jack and Jill concept bathroom. They are sharing one bathroom. Again, this one is also naturally ventilated, right? And then your master bathroom, you have a L-shaped walk-in wardrobe towards your master bath with a his and hers sink. For the study room, let's say you don't need a study room inside the house, you can use this also as an additional storage space.
Last but not least, this will be the 4-bedroom Prestige plus the study. So this is really huge at 1453 square feet. We know that from the recent projects, right, some of these big layouts are also taken up pretty fast. For people who are staying around here, they will be maybe the flow over from Bukit Timah, maybe the people who really like to stay closer to nature living. They do not want to stay too close to the MRT station. There are some families are like that. They do not want to be so close to the MRT whereby there's a lot of human traffic, there's a lot of disturbance to their day-to-day amenities, day-to-day lifestyle. They will prefer to stay near but not within the central area. So if you're looking at something like this, I would foresee maybe could be a family with 3 gens staying in it. They want a huge space by themselves. They appreciate and they want the greenery and quiet living. So 4-bedroom prestige, you have your junior master room, you have your master room, 2 bedrooms of the common, we have the same Jack and Jill concept, plus the study space, which again you can use it flexibly, you can use it as a storage, plus utility at the back for the domestic helper if you have one, and small WC for the domestic helper, dry and wet kitchen separation, and a huge landscape living dining at 5.5 meter width. To me, this is really, really huge. No, in fact, the balcony is 5.5 meter width. The living and dining is 5.8 meter width. So you can really imagine the kind of view, the kind of prestige living, the kind of premium quality that you can enjoy. So talking about what's the difference between the prestige as well as the classic collection. So for the classic unit provisions, your living room will be homogeneous tiles, and for the prestige unit collections, right, your living room will be the compressed marble, right? Then in terms of the sanitary and bathroom wares, right, for the classic will be just the Roca. For prestige will be the Roca plus Lawfen, right? So there's some class and provision differences lah. Right, then for classic unit, usually you'll be given by SMAC, which is still a very good brand compared to Electrolux. Then for the prestige, right, you'll be given Miele, right? Of course, Miele, you are seeing this brand, right, will be only given in some of more city centers, some of the more prime locations. All in all, I think overall it is quite a very well done up project in terms of the floor plans, layout, very well designed and well thought out. Don't have a lot of like odd shape or wasted space or bad design that we feel very awkward to present to you guys as well. That we also want to analyze whether this project is ideal for homestay to buy or ideal for investment to buy, because nowadays the trend has been going towards that people want to buy and then sell it in the 4th year or 5th year mark, trying to make a profit in terms of the price difference. I'm not saying that this project is not entirely possible, because if we use the most recent project called Verdale, we know that the 1-bedder also make a very decent 100 over 1,000 profit on average. For the 2-bedder, 200 to 250,000 in terms of the profit. And for the 3-bedders, even some of them, they clock 400,000 in terms of the price difference. Again, because Verdale was launched during the COVID, that's why they performed pretty well. But if you start from a low base, I always share with people how low can you really go. So this is something that is very ideal for people who wants to stay in it, maybe for a good 7 to 10 years later they want to sell. I do see that the current price point that they are offering, right, it is still a very good potential. In comparison, because if you look at Faber, very recently, to me it caught me by surprise, because Faber is a little bit quite tucked inside, yet it is still able to perform really well over the past weekend. So I do see that there will be some flow over demand. I do see that there will be some flow over buyer interest coming over to the Sen. And of course, we do attend some of our company training slides. They were saying that this area is well connected and taking into effect of all the prime transformations happening from CBD, One North. But to me, it's a bit of a far-fetched to draw, because yes, we are near, but not really within. So if you want to say that you are capturing transformation, I would say the nearest one you can really take advantage of will be the Beauty World transformation, which yes, you have an integrated mall coming up, you have new MRT coming through, Cross Island Line is coming through as well, and there's new CC that's coming up. So overall, the lifestyle improvement, the infrastructure improvement will be there, and we are capturing the ripple effect, because I can say that for those people who want to stay in Beauty World, right, first they will be looking at projects that's within walking distance to Beauty World. Next up, if they feel that they are priced out or they feel that it's not worthwhile to pay, so you can use comparison over, like, for example, the Link, ABT, Reserve Residences. You can check out what are the prices and transactions that has already happened over there, and then you make a educated guess or make an educated weigh options, whether it doesn't make sense to stay within or so near the MRT station. If you do not mind maybe 3 or 4 bus stops away, yet you're buying a price difference about 500k difference, then I will say that probably the sand will make sense for you. And now for the sand, the preview timeline has already been confirmed. I think for the future projects or the future videos that we'll be going to pushing out, right, we will wait until more information is finalized before we push out the videos, so that we can have more materials from the company side, so that we can have a more comprehensive and more powerful video presentation to you, right? For preview, right, it's happening on 31st October until 11 November. The actual booking will be happening on 15 November. So before you travel, this is the last project that you probably can consider before we start for the Q1 of next year again. So if you really want to take part or anything in this project, right, do take note that the cutoff is happening on 11/11, right, 11 of November. Again, don't wait until the last minute. We do have a few of you reach out to us at the very last minute. We can't register you in time. We are so sorry, but please come to us and reach out to us early so that we can not just do up your financial calculation, give you some of our insights and inputs about what is best ideal for you. We always want to share and highlight is that launches is just one part of our business. In fact, we do see some rare opportunities or good deals happening in the resale market as well. And some of us, if you know who you are, when you reach out to us, we share with you your current situation, that maybe it makes more sense for you to buy a resale project instead of going for a new launch. The type of agents that we have in the best interest in your mind. We're not just talking about new projects for the sake of selling new projects per se. So we do have a customized game plan for you if you can reach out to us and talk to us on a one-on-one basis.
So in terms of the official guide price, we do have it right now. So for your 1 bedroom, you are starting at $993,000 onwards. For the 2 bedroom, you are looking at 1.499 million onwards. And for the 3 bedroom, you're looking at 1.936 million onwards. And for the 3 bedroom plus study, $2.899 million onwards. And for the 4 bedroom premium plus study will be $3.34 million onwards. Of course, this is what we are probably thinking will be the level 1 or 2. And there is the spread.
Level 2. The level 1 is a high ceiling, so likely will be charged at a premium. So level 2, poorer facing, this is the price point.
And of course, we know that there will be a spread of up to 400 or even 500 per square foot. So there will be a price difference in terms of the level and the facing, whether it's inwards or outward facing. So with that, if you have found this video helpful, do like the video, reach out to us for any help that you require in terms of choosing the unit or choosing the project. And like what John has mentioned, even for resale projects, we do that as well. And we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.